Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Factorio. We've had a little break. Let's get back to building our million minions. I'll drop that down there. And I'll do that so that they do come in and put the other stuff. I need one more Roboport. I will make that one myself. There, like that. And I'll drop it down in our chest. Of how fast we can run now. So awesome being able to run this quickly. Right, I'll drop that other one in there. So then I've got the Roboports. They'll take those over and they will go and fit them into the system. Right. Coal has now been emptied out of there. So I will change you over to that one. We'll go to the solid fuel. I'll empty the solid fuel out. Coal up here. I've got a little bit of a coal shortage. We've got the coal here. I just need to send more of it down in order to keep our steam engines running. That, or I need to get more timber being brought down this way. Except I don't want the timber system to be left like this. I want to empty out some more of this before I start worrying too much about the timber system. Okay. Those are all up and running. What I don't have yet is the requester chests. Oh, and also those. We don't have fast inserters being made, do we? I do have some of the stuff being made. If you go up here in our network, in our system over here, there are some things. Right, I've now backed up everything on all of that, so I can start doing a bit more. I've got a tool belt there I can expand. Start doing some more stuff over this side. These, I've got those right there, but I don't have any going into a chest. Right now, I'm not going to worry about making any extras or setting up a different factory for them. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put a passive provider chest down there like that. I'm going to put a filter inserter onto there like that. And I'm going to filter in a demand for these only, just inserters. Nothing else. I go for a full chest on that. I'm not going to limit them. Right. Then I can come down over here. And we're going to want the next part in our little puzzle. No, all of our little puzzles. We're going to want some fast inserters. To make those, I need a couple of iron plates, some electronic circuits, and a regular inserter. So I will move that one. I'll do that one over by one. Just leave a little bit of a gap there. I'll go like that, and I will go like that down there, and then we can very quickly do that and that. Go to you, there, and then copy that into there, 90, 90, and 45. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm quite happy with that. And I'll drop that one in there. I'm going to put a couple of lights around. Why not? Let's put a light next to each and every one of these chests. You know what you can do? You can actually hardwire lights so that they light up under set conditions. Some of those conditions are very, very cool. You can have it like the whole factory requires... It'll have a light come on when factories are running, when different manufacturing things are running, or when there's a shortage of stuff. You can have lights coming on. It's some very complex circuitry that you can sort of build into your entire system, and it does look really awesome when it's fully operational. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to use it ourselves, but it still looks very cool. Those being made there, that's going to go along, and they're going to put in all of them all the way down through. I've got a furnace there, so we're waiting on a couple of those to be delivered. They'll be put into it. There we go. And I've already got some of these fully operational. That's the ones that we actually made ourselves. So we're just waiting on a few more of these. See how fast they're running through. And that is then dumping in the iron into these. And so what we'll end up with is a whole load of chests with those. No limits on that whatsoever. I'm not going to be limiting the iron production in any way, shape or form. I'm not going to be limiting the ore production coming through the system either. That's all just going to keep going exactly as it is. Don't want to change that, and I've got very particular reasons for that, in that you can never have enough iron. There is never you cannot have too much iron. It's just a thing. You just need to accept this. Right. We're now getting to a point where I want to introduce another part of my systems. I've got all of these running. right now. And we're using up this this steel right now. In part, we're using up a lot of the steel is going to be used on those for a little while. These down here, we're using a bit of those at the moment, but mostly I'm just using the reds. So I'm not really using very much in the way of steel. I've got that, 50 of them being asked for in there. The rest of it is going through. That's all sort of ground to a halt. So I'm not using steel there. I am using steel bars over here. So we're making these. I have several hundred of those now. So you know what I'm going to do, don't you? I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've now got 400 flying robot frames. Take those out. So first up, I've got construction robots. How many of those have I got in the system at the moment? I got 330. So I want to make 5, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 30. 40, 50, 60, 70. That makes it... That'll put it up to 400 of those. That'll get me 400 of them. If I go and stand next to this one, the robots will come over and it'll just fill me up from this one. So there's... That's going to take me up to 400 construction robots. I'd actually like to take it all the way up to 500 construction robots for now, because we are using sort of, like every now and then I'm using big chunks of them, especially for clearing the trees, so it's something that we're going to be doing this a lot of. I feel that maybe it would be to our advantage to make sure that we've got the full 100. So I would go now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to give me exactly 170 construction robots. Let me just drop those 3 down, because they weren't supposed to be on my person. That gives me 550 logistics robots. So I'll make up the rest. Actually, I don't want to make up the rest of them. How many have I got? I want to get rid of that 30. Let me go over here. I don't want to get rid of the 30 at all. I want to make it up to another lot. There, right. 100, 250. I've got 550. Yep, that'll do. That'll do. We've got the right number now. So I can go with those there. Alright, here comes the rest of the logistics robots. They're running over, just bringing me over a whole load of items. They're going to have to pause to recharge. Several of them are, actually. Some of them are dropping them to me. And some of them... Actually, most of them seem to be dropping them straight to the chest rather than to me. I'd like them to bring them to me. I've still got another 50 of those that I need to demand to be made. Let's drop the construction robots down. Right here. Where are we going to do this? I'll add those down here. I love this. If you just click and hold, it doesn't do anything. You do have to move them around. That's that lot going through. I then got a whole load of these coming in, so I can make this last group of 50 right here for logistics robots. There. Right, that's all of those. I'll wait until I got all of those made, and then we'll drop that lot all down together. So now I've got 500 construction robots in the system. And the logistics robots, 550, and all of them flying right now. All 550. Don't worry, it will soon change. We will soon have a lot more flying. Power is fine at the moment. We're doing very well. We've got another 30 of those still to make. Yeah, they're busy dropping in some of this stuff to me. I don't need to stand up there. I don't have to go and stand beside that. I've got a load of the robots done. We can go racing down over this way. How are we doing for... Yeah, see, steel is still... That's kind of a big issue, the steel, right now. Logistics robots, we're sort of hovering around maximum capacity, but I got another 250. Right here. Let's add them into the system like this. There we go. Zoom out a little bit like that, so you can see them all. There! 250 more robots. I've now got 800 logistic robots. Pretty soon, we will get another 200 of them going. So, tool belt, that bit's done. Automobilism, we can make a car. Cars are great, except when you drive them into trees. And I generally end up driving them into trees. That is usually what happens with cars. So the tool belt bit, what did that do? You know, I can't remember. Let's go down here. Have a look through. There, expands your inventory. Right. I've now got more inventory space. So if I have a look here, if I pick that one up, I've still got a fair bit of space there. Drop that one down again. Have a look in here. Right. So that's my... I've also got trash slots in here. Now, the absolutely fantastic thing about trash slots, I've got some iron ore right there. So if I click there on trash... I can't set trash slots right now. So I can drop it into my trash slots there, and they'll go and pick that iron ore up, and they will take it away, and they'll go and drop it down. And then what they'll actually do is they'll drop it into one of those chests, because we're not using it at the moment. And then that's going to feed down through there. So it's not actually very useful being in there. I need it to be somewhere else, but I got another system that I want to build very soon. I've just got to wait until I've got sufficient materials coming all the way through it. And down here, this is now almost fully operational. Almost. We've got all of those in place. What we don't have in place yet is the chests. I don't have all of the chests in here. And we're waiting on red chests and blue chests. But then I knew that was going to be a thing anyway. I got 60 of those. I got 11 of those. I got 9 of those. So I'm waiting on steel in here. So, I mean, really, we ought to think about maybe turning some of this into steel production, rather than doing steel production anywhere else. Quite sure yet. You over here, I'm not going to change that one at all. I'm just going to let that one run with and fill completely up with inserters, because I use so many inserters everywhere, it's not going to hurt. Although, saying that, maybe this is something that I didn't ought to do. I've got the passive provider chest up there. You know what? I will limit that to one line of those, rather than on a network. And then down here, we'll limit this to 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 500 on one line. Yeah, we'll limit that to 500 of those for now. I'm not going to need any more than that. And I've got to remember, I've got to balance this. Right, one thing that I've noticed I am doing on this is I'm sort of still comparing numbers on this playthrough to my own personal previous playthrough, where I have got a much, much bigger scale factory. So when I set something, I go in and I think, well, probably 3 chests of that will balance out across the factory. Whereas here, I don't want 3 chests full of items at all. All I want is like just a couple hundred of items to start off with. That's all I need, just to keep it ticking along at the moment. A couple hundred is all I'm going to want. Don't need any more than that. So, like, right on here, I've got 500 of those set. Yeah? Which is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So, we want 2 more fast inserters in there, and then that's going to be the whole lot done. Which is, actually, we're just waiting on those regular inserters in there. There we go. Right. So I've now got all of those done. That one's not going to operate. There's less than or equal to 500. It will allow me to drop in some more stuff into there. But all it's going to do is it's just going to fill this one up. It's not going to do any more. It's going to drop them into there. You have gone and put your 1 extra in. Less than or equal to 500. If it's less than 500, it will operate. If it's equal to 500, it will also operate. So it will give you 501. It gives you 1 extra. If you do it that. If you just set it to less than, like that, it'll only operate when it's below the 500. I suppose I could just leave it like that. And then I wouldn't have that extra 1, would I? Not that it really matters. And there we go. So that one is now complete, which means that this up here is now going to stop demanding iron plates from the system. We're going to get another 45 inserters going there. Well, we're going to get 45 inserters in there altogether, and that's going to stop demanding from the system. So at the moment, the only real thing that I've got a shortage of is the steel, in order to be able to make these chests down here. And I could actually do with these chests being made. So in order to just expedite that a little bit, I can make my own chests. I can do this myself. And then I can go into there, and I can drop a few of them in, and just let the network come along and pick them up and put the rest of them down. I'll just feed those in, and then they'll go along and they'll feed those with the ores that are needed. I've got over 600 logistic robots flying right at this very moment. Partly they're going to get me some materials, but partly they're all going up here and they're fetching the iron ore. That's just coming out of that lot up there. We've also got the other iron ore is all running anyway. The bit that I wanted to do was I wanted to scrap this so that I can clear a bit more space. So ideally, we want to build another system here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 13 furnaces there, which are busy making steel. What is the crafting speed? Crafting speed 2 for one of them. The crafting speed of that over there is 2.8. So I think that's crafting speed. I think one of those is just crafting speed 2. Let me just have a look, because I've got these over here. Look. There. Crafting speed 2. So that's the same crafting speed. You only speed it up by having those. And also you don't need to worry about fuel, because you use the electricity. So, how many did I say I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 13 of them. So we could go... I can change this around a little bit. We'll take our blueprint that we've got right here. Okay. And we'll run this one right along here. There. And all you do is you run it in a straight line like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that chest. There. Very quickly if I can. Get rid of those chests. I don't want those because that's not the demand that we're making on this particular network. I will make my own chests just so that I can quickly fill that bit. 5 of those. Request them in. And I go there. There's 3 of them. Now these chests at the moment, these are going to be completely empty. There's not going to be anything in on any of them. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go with 10 of these over this end down here, just to start off with. And what I'm going to demand in each of these is this. We're going to go for 200 iron plates. So go like that. There, and that one. So I've got those 5 right there. And then these other 5 over this side. I'll copy that one up there. And that I'm going to copy down here like this. There. So those other ones, those other requested chests, those are going to be taking more iron ore. And it's going to be pumping those through. And these over this side, they're demanding iron. And they're turning that into steel. So I've got steel production being made over here. I've got 1 chest there already that's putting out the steel. And I'll do that over here so that we can have all the steel being produced. Like that. The rest of them are iron, so we'll leave those go. So that's sped up my steel production a little bit, I'm hoping. Stronger explosives. Is there anything else I want for a minute? I am going to want the speed modules there. Those are good, like the upgrades in the speed modules. Character logistic trash slot 2. Energy shield equipment, combat robotics, landmines, flamethrowers, rocket fuel. This is all stuff that we end up using. And it's all very, very cool, but it's whether or not I really want to use it right now. I don't think I do. I don't think it's something that is going to bother me. Right. I got no logistic robots. Now, these have just taken a heavy demand, so I've got like a whole load of them have suddenly requested a load of items, which I don't currently have on me. I want to remove that one and that one. And I want to go 1, 2, like that. Make 2 more roboports, which I will drop down here. And this is where you've got to start achieving a good balance for your roboports and your robots and everything that you've got down. You need to be able to have corridors where your robots can go and charge up. If you don't have charging corridors, it starts to get difficult. It starts to get very, very difficult. Right, I've filled up that area over there. That was still waiting on some items. I was building up this way so that I could extract the copper up there. That's another thing on my to-do list. And we've got some crude oil over here. I've got a bit more coal over there, which will probably be quite handy for that. I've still got more trees that I need to extract. Actually, I'm not doing anything with trees right now. I got this busy being built, but the main reason it's not being... I got 12 items. I got 4 furnaces to be built and 8 chests to be built. Those will start to be built now. We've got the steel that's already in place. It's the other bits that we're waiting on. So as these here, as the steel up there, that will start to get produced. I've got a load of items coming over to me. They prioritize delivering the steel to me over anything else. So if I really want to speed things up, I just make things myself and drop them into the network, and then the robots will go and put the rest of them out. And it's a good system. It does work. Again, down here, I'm not going to limit the amount of steel, the same as I'm not limiting the amount of iron that's being produced. I want to just leave that all running through. I've now got, if you look, I don't have a queue. Well, I do have a little bit of a queue. I don't have anywhere near the amount of robot queue that I had previously. Plus, I've got a load of logistic robots spare in the system. Construction, I've picked one up somewhere. Haven't I? Oh, no. It's because it's being used. It said 499 of 500, so I must have picked one up. No, it's because there's one being used. That's why it's 499 or 500. And in our entire network up here, I've actually now run out of iron ore. I got no iron ore spare in the network. I've also got no timber spare in the network. That one has just about emptied out of all timber. I've got 3 requester chests over here. And those will be used. Right, I've got some requester chests there. I got 3 of them in there. If I mouse over, it tells me I've got 6 requester chests in the network altogether. So, complete total, I've got 6 of them in there. But what I don't want is I don't want to keep this. I want to start getting rid of these, because I've got another use for these. I'm going to do this a different way. I have a very, very different way of how I prefer to have this whole system set up. Let's get rid of you. I've got just a couple hundred of those, so I can get rid of them. That's all of that bit gone completely. Which means that one can go. I'll get rid of all of that as well. Like that, and... well, I've only got those 2 on there, so I can remove you. I can drop that one down there. I can get rid of that and that. I put you there. You go like that, and you go down there like that. Just put you the right way. There. So now that's just going to go between the 2. We've got solid fuel and we've got coal going in there. I've got no timber at the moment. I will have timber. Fear not, there will be timber going in there. I will prioritize timber running in a minute. I'll actually drop it down. Where am I going to drop it down? I will prioritize it one way or another. I was just trying to think how I would go about doing this. Excuse me. I won't... well, I'm not going to worry about it just for a second. I got 15 of them. Right, I'm carrying around items that I don't want to be carrying around. Some of these things I'm not going to be using ever again, probably. See, looking into the network right here, we're slowly using up all of these. It's still steel. Steel is the big shortage, but that is in part, I think, because of this over here. This one's demanding a massive amount of steel. Plus, I'm also demanding steel. I'm constantly demanding things. Constantly. I never stop demanding things. I have constant demands. Let's go and take a stroll up this way and see what we got. That one is filling up. Now, I have limited that one now so that we're not putting quite so much for drain on the system. But it's still going to take a little while for it to completely fill up. So I've got this little system over here is running flat out. And actually, what am I waiting on? I'm waiting on the copper. The copper is the time-consuming bit here. If I speed that up a bit more, like that. And I go to you, and I speed that side up as well. Now what's it doing? Still slow. We're gonna have to up our game a little bit, like that. There. That is running through absolutely as rapidly as it can. I don't think I need those. It's still not going to go in. No, it's not going to go fast enough, and I don't need those. That's not making any difference at all, whether I've got them or not. Alright. Well, we won't worry about them then. We'll just leave those, but we will put speed modules in. So I want to go down here a second, and I want to get some more speed modules, which is from here. Take a stack of those. Thank you very much. And we go back up this way, and we will put more speed modules in. I don't need to put them on the actual electronic circuits. All I want to do is I want to drop them onto the cable making side of things. That'll just speed it up a little bit more. That will get the electronic circuits going round that little system just a tiny, tiny little bit faster, which will make those a tiny, tiny little bit faster. That's all we need. We just want to keep that one ticking along just sufficiently to keep everything happy. Need anything else more than that. But yeah, I'm still waiting. It's this steel. The steel is like a big thing over here. I've got some serious steel. I'm gonna make these just so that I get the rest of that up and running. And iron itself, like that one's just been taken away. But iron, I've actually now got nearly 6,000 spare iron in the system. So iron is doing just fine. I got plenty of iron. I'll drop those 6 into there, and 2 of them are going to be picked up. So the rest of them are already in place. Just want 2 more of them to be picked up, and then that's all done. And I'll run over this way, and I'll have a look up here. I've got steel up there. That's being demanded. So I'm not going to get rid of these just yet. I was thinking I would remove them completely from the system, but I don't actually want to. I don't want to get rid of them. So what else am I going to do? Go to you. Electrical energy distribution. Right, we don't want to do these big upgrades down here because that's using more modules than I want to currently use. I'm just sort of looking through here, trying to decide. That's something that I want, is the automation down there, but it's going to take a little while to get to that. And also the coal liquefaction, that's a cool thing to get later. Alright, fine, we'll just go with that. Go with the basic energy electrical distribution thing. And here comes the rest of my steel. See, it's bringing that steel to me very, very fast. Now, if I remove those, I'm just reliant on the steel down there, which is not enough. So I need the steel to keep going. I've got a stack inserter there that's busy pumping stuff right through the system. 6,500 iron. So really, I could do with this going faster. Right, well, that's easy enough. I'll do that. There. And I'll do that. So now I've got my 400 being requested in there, and these 2 both working flat out. That will keep these furnaces running flat out as well. Then I've got this right here, which is actually something I think we need to get rid of. I think we could do with removing that entirely. I've got the coal coming down that way. So what I will do is get rid of that one up there. And that will run down there. And I want to put that one like that there. So that will just make sure the coal stays on the correct side. There. Well, folks, Rome wasn't built in a day, and 1,000,000 minions are not going to be built in a single episode. We've run out of time, so if you've enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.